100 subscribers? Really? That's awesome. Yes.
Exactly 4 years ago this week that I got my very first model train.
1 year on YouTube, come on!
We're going to do a subscriber question and answer.
I'm starting to think I'm the alive one and you're the one who's dead and just a ghost. Anyhow, next question. Picture, if you will, one Anthony Dodge, public school teacher and writer, who finds himself in a strange new world. Confused, overwhelmed, isolated. He resorts to making online videos and talking to himself, breaking the fourth wall, only to find a fifth and a sixth. Seeking refuge in an imaginary world, only to find that he still cannot escape reality. For Anthony has entered the model train zone. You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of gauge, a dimension of scale, a dimension of era. You're moving into a land of both static grass and plastic buildings, of trains and locomotives. You have just crossed over into the model train zone. Anyhow, next question. It's a big one, multi-levels. Why did you start a YouTube channel? And what's the point of it? Do you ever actually talk trains? And lastly, what's the point of the ghost? What's the point of the ghost?
Why did I start a YouTube channel? First of all, I never intended to start a YouTube channel. As I searched the internet trying to find ideas, inspiration, how-tos, and other information, because every time you ask somebody how do I do something, they say, Google it, look it up. I go to the German forums, look it up. Yeah. I joined some German sites to learn more about Miracle and its products and watch people building this. And then I stumbled across some British sites, Will at IC82 and Sam's Trains. I think those are the first two sites I found that were English-speaking trains, and I just loved the channels, and I liked the fact that it was just two guys who were running trains. They were just having fun running trains in their room, and no fancy layouts, no particulars, and that appealed to me because you feel isolated. I mean, that's why this show is called the Model Train Outsider. I do model trains, very few people do. In America, everybody does American trains, I do European trains, so I'm outside that group. The few people around that do European trains do them in older eras. I do modern era. I do 3-rail and the Miracle system. Very, very few people do that. So I'm just constantly an outsider. So you're already doing a hobby that's not really popular. There's not a lot of people around. You feel isolated. Now, model trains can be a very insular, very alone hobby, which is great at times, but at other times you just kind of feel alone. And when you're trying to find help, sometimes, especially me, I need to talk to people. I don't learn necessarily watching a video. I need, or having somebody tell me, or reading something. I really need interaction. I need direct interaction, talking and listening and so forth. So be that as it may, one day as I was following link to link, I came across Richard at New Junction, and I had joined, within like 2 weeks, I had joined 20 or 30 British sites. I don't know why British sites, they're just, there's a lot of humor to them. There's a lot of very good how-to stuff. But I came across New Junction, and this gentleman. This is just before he really started growing big. But I watched one of his earliest videos. And in fact, I think it was the first video he posted that was about starting his now very popular show. But in that video, he talked about just wanting to reach out, that he was posting these videos just to reach out and share information and just have a sense of community with other people. And my kids and my wife all said, you should do that too. That's kind of how you're feeling. You should do that. I never had any intention. I still have no intention of doing how-tos or, hey, this is mine, because that's not who I am. But the YouTube channel is all about just getting out there and being a part of the community. And when people watch and comment, it makes me, feel like, hey, there are other people out there I can actually talk to and communicate with, and not just have a how-to video where there's no interaction. It's so much nicer to actually just talk to people. Now, what's the point of the way I do the channel, and what's the point of the ghost? I can't, and I don't want to, and I'm not competitive in that regards. I'm competitive in a lot of things, but when it comes to this, I'm not going to do the how-to videos. I'm not going to do the other stuff, because it's just easier to say, you want to learn how to do this, watch Everard Junction, or Charlie at Chadwick, or Dave at Dave Class 47, or Cottesmore, or New Junction, Cheeky Tech, Moldy Raspberry, Galgorm Hall, and so many others. I apologize to everybody that I talk to. Otherwise, I just have to list 100 names here. But anyhow, it's just easier to point you to these people that are first class and do it. I am years removed from doing models. So anyhow, what does that mean for this show, this channel? Well, it means I can't do what they do, and I don't want to do what they do. Again, I'm just out here to commune with people. But at the same time, if people are going to tune in, why should they tune in? Well, I make this video for me and my family, and they're meant to just be entertaining, hopefully funny at times, but that's what it is. So the ghost is here as just something to represent the inner debates I do go through between trying to dream and trying to make it a reality. And it's meant to be funny interaction. That's all the point of him being here is. It's nothing deep or meaningful.
Hey! I gotta make a living here!
No, you're just a...
Yes, I see. Yes, dear boy, very tragic. You continue to see me as some sort of poorly done jump edit, you call it, to add some humor to this rather banal and mundane YouTube show you put on. I see. But don't you see, dear boy, what I truly am is a narcissistic portrayal of a bipolar disorder you are suffering from. It's resulting from an inner conflict between your id and ego. As one side being a shy, mildly creative entity, but on the other side a very aggressive, sociopathic entity who at the same time is crying, desperate for attention. You see? Very, very sick.
What?
Have you forgot? We studied psychology in college too. Seek help, young lad. Seek help.
Great.
Poor sap.
Stop that.
Fine.
Anyhow, yes, if you go through the videos, we occasionally talk trains, or what I'm trying to do with my layout, or where I'm trying to go, very briefly, but this is more a video blog and just a way of putting myself out in the community, and if I get feedback, or just more importantly, people talking, as I said earlier, that's what it's all about. I just want to not feel so much on an island, feel so isolated here. If nobody gets the jokes, or they don't think it's funny, or they don't want to waste their time because I'm not some professional doing the world's greatest layout here, or teaching tricks or learning tricks and so forth. That's fine. I'm not for them.
Another question. How does your family feel about trains? Are they into trains? Do they support your hobby?
Yeah, I think my family's been very supportive. My wife, in fact, has become quite the train spotter when we go to Germany now. So, yeah, I think they're very supportive, but I did ask them to send me some feedback on how they feel about the hobby, so let's go to their feedback.
Well, it keeps them out of the living room for me.
Oh, maybe this is just to do. Okay.
Oh, it was Chris behind it.
Well, yeah, it keeps them out of the living room.
Get him. Who? Oh, him. Yeah, well, at least it keeps him out of the living room.
Trying to get to the outside does. 35, 30, 25.
2 minutes.
Well, at least it keeps them out of the living room.
Sorry.
Stop that.
They wouldn't have treated me like that, I'll tell you.
Just ask the next question.
Okay, next question. Why haven't you done a running session lately? Yeah, why haven't you done a running session lately?
Well, I have been doing many things when I have been down here. I tore up some track and built a new parking area on the side, but I haven't been able to run the trains, and then I have been slowly trying to clean the track in areas, because with all the construction both in the house and outside the house, dust gets everywhere, and it's a constant state of cleaning. And then there's Catzilla that constantly likes to run across my train, and it's just, I hadn't really been running the trains. In the last few weeks, I have been running the trains a lot. But I also don't know that a running session on my track is all that interesting to most of the viewers, since I only have a station done in one little pseudo-village that doesn't even have roads or people or things on it. How interesting could a running session be? So, but because I have a new toy, a couple of new toys, I will provide you with a running session now.
fährt ein Intercity Express 1609 von Warnemünde nach München über Erlangen, Nürnberg. Abfahrt 13:42 Uhr. Nächster Halt des Zuges ist Erlangen. Bitte Vorsicht bei der Anfahrt.
So there is a little running session with some new toys, including cameras to get many different angles, and once I work out all the bugs with that, we will have perhaps even cooler videos. But again, for now, there's not a lot of scenery. Maybe going into the station is kind of cool. Seeing the trains pass each other, I like that stuff, and it was very cool to see it. So, any more questions?
Okay, here's the next question on the interrogation. Why don't you do how-to videos or demo videos or even product review videos? Yeah, like he's got no product to review anything.
I don't do how-to videos because I don't think I'm the person to be doing how-to videos. I don't think I have the skill the diploma to really teach how-to videos. Yes, I have gotten comments and thank yous from the other show, the Maryland Outsider, for demonstrating some things. But that's because those are things I know. I've become familiar with. And as I become familiar with it, I put those on that show because I'm trying to help people like me who got into this hobby without knowing anything about this hobby. And when I was looking for this stuff, especially in English, this German-based stuff in English, nobody was putting it out there. So I had the hubris to put it out there myself. And only those things that I am familiar with as is. I did do one how-to video on this show. That was a while ago. A little thing about ballasting. I was trying to show a little trick, and nobody ever commented or said, hey, thanks, that was a great idea. I personally have done that trick in other realms, going back to my diorama building and my wargaming terrain building back in the day to speed the process of drying out ballasting, but I never got feedback from that video. Nobody ever said, hey, that's a great idea. It worked for me. Thank you. So again, the one time I tried it, it kind of bombed. So I don't do. I also don't do demos because, again, there's other people who do them. I have been asked, and I don't know if I'll do it in this show or the next show, but maybe as I get new trains, I'll kind of show them off. But I'm not going to do reviews and evaluations and deep demos with that. I will save those for the other show. This, again, is just my video blog and life in general with a fool into model trains.
Okay, fair enough again. So the last question we have for now, we might get more later, but the last question we have for now. How do you control your system like you can control anything?
I actually kind of had a video on that a while ago as well, but here is a new video showing my integrated system that allows me to link the various devices. So, take it away, me.
All right, well, how do I control my trains? Well, right here it is. This is my command center. And it is all based on the Maryland Integrated Digital System, with the key part being right here, the Maryland Central Station 3. I'm not going to do a tutorial on this right now, but basically I can control up to 10 trains across the screen, and there's all kinds of other things that you can do with this. I can control 2 trains directly via my buttons here, because these control both direction and speed like an old analog system. And you can see, depending on the trains, they have all kinds of functions, and these are all pull tabs, so they can slide up and down to demonstrate or offer the different functions of the locomotives. I can also control track functions. This is a drop-down menu, touch screen, and there you can see, if I zoom in close, you can see that there are turnout controls there and anything else I would add. And then via the internet, via my home Wi-Fi system, I can have everything with the Maryland app. I can have it on my tablet or smartphone, and over here I can have it on my computer. And the nice thing is, these all operate independently of each other. Now, everything you do on one system shows up on the other, but I can control different things with the laptop while I'm controlling something else with the central station, while I'm controlling something else with the tablet. The tablet, of course, is mobile, so I can go anywhere in the room or house. I also have additional hand controllers, the mobile station as it's called. This is mobile station 2. So I can control everything through here. It's all integrated. I also have my testing track. This is where I put trains on when I'm messing around with them. And then I have my programming track when I get a new train and want to load it into the system. But it is all integrated. Everything gets read by the central station and passed on to all the information. So it really is an amazingly wonderful, elaborate system. Now, you do pay for the apps on the tablet, But the web app for the computer is free. Just remember to have all these other integrated stuff, just like a Z21 by Roku, or Z21 as everybody else calls it, or the eCOS. You got to have the internet. My internet comes wired right in behind here because my Wi-Fi modem is right up on the wall here. So I just run a straight wire to here rather than connect a router. And it all works. So that is how I control my system. It is an amazing, wonderful system. Touchscreen, although you can also use a mouse. All kinds of connections in the back for expanding your system even further. And I can run sound systems and sound files and play them. For example, I can run the speakers from my station over here. I plug them into my CS3 where I've got the sound files for the stations on here, and I just control it all from here, or I can control them from the tablet as well. So that is how I control my trains.
All right, so that is the list of questions. I tried to answer them all. Sometimes I group 3 or 4 versions of the same question into one answer. So, until the next episode, I will say thank you, all of you people who tune in, especially those of you who do like the videos or comments. Again, yeah, if you want to share it, we're just trying to have a laugh. We're just trying to have a laugh. That's the only point of this show. We are just trying to have a laugh. And if model training wears you down, you can always watch this video and go, hey, at least I'm not that clown. And have a laugh. And that's, if there is a point to the show, that's what it is. So again, thank you to everybody who tunes in. Thank you to the 218, 17, 15, 19, whatever it is. Thank you to all the subscribers. And we need to have a talk with Uncle Mike. All right, and before I let him sign off, I just want to also say thank you to everybody that watches my show. And a special thanks to Uncle Mike, Aunt Flora, their 6 kids and 57 grandkids. Thank you for making this channel what it is today. Goodbye. All right, goodbye, and